can't block it. Let's do this. That's not helpful. That's not really all that helpful. This is only 3 mana now. I'd say they can't block, so we do this. And then we +1. Yes, we make it a 6/6 double strike, 12 damage, can't block. Oh! I think that's the one I came in really late on the recording. Sorry again about that, but yeah! Hey everyone, what's up? What's going on? My name's Kyle. Thank you for stopping by to check out my video on my channel, Arena Hacks. Today is my first video since Kamigawa was released on Thursday. So I've been seeing a few people's decks and what they've been putting together, and I mean, there's a lot of good stuff. Lots of vehicles that have been come out now. What's the other one? That was Ninja and Ninjutsu. I've seen a few good decks like that. I wanted to try something a little different that I haven't been seeing people experiment. A little hair in my eye, sorry. And something that I haven't seen people experiment too much with. And we're doing Samurais today. Samurais and Warriors, kind of. There is a lot of Warrior elements. We're Boros for starters. You know, we do have a few of the things that are really good for Warriors. For example, Akiri, Fearless Voyager. Such a great creature card. And notice with our Warriors that we do have in this deck, they don't necessarily have Warrior synergy. They just do good things that go with what we're doing in this deck. So with Warriors and Samurai, we're using a lot of equipment and stuff like that. So we get good card draw from Akiri. Whenever we attack a player with an equipped creature, we draw a card. It doesn't matter if it's a warrior or anything like that. I used to have Core Blade Master in here for double strike, but ended up cutting Core Blade Master just because it was only warriors that were equipped that got double strike. So we'll get to later when I'm covering equipment, we'll get to what I replaced Core Blade Master with from the kind of traditional warrior style deck. So Akiri's one of our warriors. Another creature, not a warrior, is Halvar, also Sword of the Realms, great in warrior decks. Wasn't a warrior, but again, with warriors, we do a lot of equipment and stuff like that. Same with Samurai. So the Sword of the Realms is just absolutely amazing. And then Halvar himself doesn't necessarily do warrior synergy, right? It's just anybody who's equipped or enchanted has double strike. So we're getting some of that double strike coming back when we play Halvar. We are an aggro deck, so 4 mana is kind of expensive to us. We consider 4 mana to be like pretty freaking high mana. I do have 24 lands in this deck. I'll get to the stats later. I do have 24 lands in this deck, and that's basically because I want to make sure that I can cast my 4 mana spells when I need to. If we're flooding out on Halvars, it's not that bad as a legendary because we have the MDFC. We have 2 different legendaries we can play it as. And then we can really make use of the extra copies we're drawing. But we need the mana to do that, right? So we rarely play this as Halvar unless we're drawing a lot of copies or we run into them late game, and it makes more sense to get the double strike than it is to use the Sword of the Realms and its ability and everything like that. So what else do we have that's normally in warrior decks? This is, I think, I haven't seen a lot of warrior decks lately, but this is a good card that's been running around in a lot of aggro decks lately. It's a really good card. Good in Magecraft decks, which are always aggro. And yeah, like we give our creature indestructible until end of turn. That's pretty freaking sweet. Or we can, for 2 mana, instant speed, destroy a creature with toughness 4 or greater. That's also pretty freaking sweet as well. So this is another one that would go very good in a warrior deck. I haven't seen any since Crimson Vow. I haven't seen many people playing them. I haven't made one myself during Crimson Vow, and that's where this card came from. So I don't think I've ever seen this in a warrior deck, but I would assume newer ones would have it. The other one is Maul of the Skyclave. Probably one of the best pieces of equipment that's been around for a while is Maul of the Skyclaves. It gives 3 mana, equips as soon as you play it. +2/+2 flying and first strike. Like, that's just brutal. 3 mana. Right before combat, attack in with this flying creature that has first strike and gets a nice big buff. So, new cards in this deck, and covering more of equipment and all kinds of neat stuff. We do stick with Samurais a little bit more in here instead of Warriors. And we get a lot of this ability, what you see at the top of Selfless Samurai. Yeah, whenever a Samurai or Warrior, you control attacks alone. So that's why we have a lot of Samurais in here, because the Samurais synergize with samurais and warriors, whereas the warriors only just like other warriors. So we only like warriors like Akiri that synergize with all creatures. You know, Maul of the Skyclaves can go and be equipped to all creatures. You know, Halvar applies to all creatures and his equipment, right? So it's like these are our classic. I think this is the only warrior creature type we have in the deck. But anyways, back to this. Whenever you attack with samurai or warrior alone, it gains lifelink until end of turn. This covers defensive a lot. Like, the fact that we run into this late game, we're struggling for life, all of a sudden it's just like, oh, we got this big attacker, but we need to save it for blockers because they're going to kill us on the backswing. No, we just gain a shit ton of life, and we're fine. No problems on the backswing. So Selfless Samurai is really great that way. Never forget, you know, if we can choose a different attacker as our one attacker, because that's what we try to do to trigger these abilities. So when we do that, we don't really want Selfless Samurai because he is like the Selfless Savior, hence his name, Selfless Samurai. We can sacrifice him at any moment to give any of our creatures indestructible until end of turn. So that's more protection along with the Valorous Stance. These two guards are very good. You know, like, protection is amazing, especially in an aggro deck where you really need to keep your creatures alive. The ability to protect them is awesome. And the fact that Valorous Stance doubles as removal and Selfless Samurai doubles as life gain, which is even more defensive abilities right there. Very good cards in this deck. They do a lot of work. Another one that does a lot of work that has replaced Core Blade Master, that I replaced Core Blade Master with, is the Lizard Blades. Because it is a creature, one of those new artifact creature equipments all in one. And it's a 1/1, 2-mana 1/1 with double strike, just like Core Blade Master. It is a creature, just like Core Blade Master, not a warrior. But it's also an equipment. So we equip it for 2 mana, and our equipped creature gets double strike. This is how we get early game double strike. Halvar is more late game double strike. And early game protects our creatures with Sword of the Realms. That Sword of the Realms also adds a good power boost to the creature. So if we can combine that with Lizard Blades, even equip Sword of the Realms to Lizard Blades, that sounds weird. We got these Lizard Blades that are equipped with a sword. That's Magic the Gathering for you. But anyways, and that's because they have double strike already. So they're double striking with, what is it, +2/0, where is it? Yeah, +2/0, 3 damage, vigilance too, so it can block. Like, we got so many options because we have 3 of them, and we also have 3 Lion Sashes, which is our other creature equipment. So that's 6 total creature equipment, and between the 3 Maul of the Skyclaves, and it's legendary, so I only count it as 1 equipment. We have 4 cards we could draw to give us Sword of the Realms, but I still only count it as 1 equipment because we can't have 2 of these on the battlefield at a time. So in total, on the battlefield, we could have 4 non-creature equipments. Total creature equipments is 6. So it's like, let's go pop over to the stats here. Look at the like, it was so easy to get a good creature to non-creature balance. In most warrior decks, it's hard because your equipment is not creatures, and you need creatures to equip your equipment too, right? In this deck, we solve that by making our equipment double as creatures because of this new set that we have and the new kind of cards we got and all this neat stuff. The really cool thing about Lion Sash, I say slash a lot. Let's finish up on the stats here. 2.8 curve, which is a little, in my opinion, on the higher side for an aggro deck. So we do have the 24 lands, like I mentioned earlier, and then that comparison I already talked about. We're looking at a little less than half the amount of red to white, so we're a little heavier on white, but red is definitely important in this deck. Coming back and finishing up about the Lion Sash, it does have that other ability in the top there, where you can exile a card from a graveyard. This is really cool in the current meta. There's so much graveyard recursion and just graveyard stuff and shenanigans and whatever. So having that ability, we can activate it at instant speed as well. 1 white mana, exile a card from a graveyard. Any graveyard? Yeah, from a graveyard. And if it's a permanent, we get to put a +1/+1 counter on the Lion Sash. So as a creature, a 2-mana 1/1, it can build itself up with that ability. The neat thing is, when it's equipped to a creature, that creature gets +1/+1 for each +1 counter on Lion Sash, right? So it is a little useless as an equipment when it doesn't currently have a +1/+1 counter on it, but you know, that ability can be really good against certain kinds of decks. Graveyard things are a big thing these days. Graveyard things, I'm saying things a lot. But yes, so having that ability to exile their graveyard and slowly eat away at it is really good. Tempered in Solitude. When I get this card, I love having it, but I'm not sure if I want to put more copies in the deck because I feel like I'd be really angry if I drew too many of them. But anyways, it's a good card advantage enchantment. 2 mana, we get this enchantment on the battlefield. The neat thing about this is whenever a creature, not samurai or warrior, just a creature attacks alone, we exile the top card of our library and we can play that card until end of turn. So you want to try to be attacking when you have mana open. So whatever that card is, you can play it until end of turn. The really cool thing is if that card ends up being the Wandering Emperor, you can cast it during combat because it has flash. And the turn you cast it, you can use its abilities at instant speed. Only the turn you cast it. After that, it's just a regular planeswalker. Only sorcery speed abilities activated during your turn, yada, yada, yada. But so you exile her with it, and you have the mana to cast her. You can cast her right mid-combat. You can create a samurai. You can put a +1/+1 counter and first strike on the creature that's attacking. Or you can exile a creature that's tapped that your opponent has. Add a flash like that. Really cool. Really fun when your opponent attacks in. As more about the Wandering Emperor as we have here. I'm not going to read all the text here. You'll hear me talk about all the things she can do. I already listed off. Put a +1/+1 counter, first strike. That's +1. I didn't say the loyalty stuff. Create a 2/2 samurai creature token with vigilance. White samurai creature token does have color. -1, -2. And we can do all of these because she comes with 3. Exile target tapped creature. You gain 2 life. So that's really cool because we can play her. She has flash, and the turn she is played, she enters the battlefield, we can flash in her abilities. So we wait for our opponent to attack with a big attacker that's going to just wreck us. We block other things, flash her in, and since that creature is now tapped from attacking, we lost internet or something? Yeah. Hold on a sec. Okay, so we're back after a little internet blip. Where did I leave off here? I think I was going through the Wandering Emperor. Playing her at instant speed is just amazing. It adds a very cool control feature to this deck in an aggro deck, which is really cool. Holding up the 4 mana can be kind of tricky. So, yeah, there's that. But I already went over all the abilities. She has flash. Her abilities can be activated at instant speed during the turn she's played, so no worries playing her on your opponent's turn. What else do we have in the deck? Oh, I haven't went over these 2 guys here. So we got more samurais here and here. So we've got, they're each 3 mana. This is a 3/2. This is a 3 mana, 2/3. This one's got menace. This one doesn't really have any combat abilities. It's 3 mana, 3/2. They're both human samurais, and this one has whenever a samurai or warrior attacks alone, there that is again, that same theme, tap target creature you don't control. You pull this, you top deck this late game, you're having trouble closing it out. They always have one little blocker, and all of a sudden it's like you get this, play it, attack with one creature, tap it, oh, now you don't have blocker. So that's really cool here. Peerless Samurai is also really cool as well. As I mentioned, 3 mana, 2/3. Compared them with toughness and power and everything. This one's got menace as well. The other one doesn't really have combat abilities, but this one's really cool. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, the next spell you cast this turn costs 1 less to cast. I think there's a point where I might actually have this on the field, and I trigger this guy. I exile an awesome card that now all of a sudden costs 1 less to cast. It was sweet. So these guys are really cool. There's 2 of each, just because they're kind of like, for what they do, they're not super powerful. So for 3 mana, they are a little they're not really clunky, but they're only 1 less than our highest costing spell. So it's just their abilities that are really good. They do make decent little blockers otherwise. And if they're the only creatures we have to attack with, especially Imperial Subduer here, she's got that power boost there. So it's really good as an attacker. Maul of the Skyclaves, you know, it's a 5/4 with flying on first strike. Like, that's really good. You know, you do this, now it's a 3/2 with double strike, right? Like, a lot of good stuff to combine even with these 2 samurais here. We've got all this attacking alone. Samurais getting lifelink, you know, tapping our opponent's creature, doing all kinds of fun shenanigans. One last spell that I haven't covered here is Raiyuu, that guy. Storm's Edge, a 4 mana 3/3 with first strike, human samurai, and here we go again. Whenever a samurai or warrior you control attacks alone, untap it. That's freaking cool. Makeshift vigilance on all of our lone attackers, or most of them, because they're almost all samurais or warriors except for Halvar. But anyways, you untap it. If it's the first combat phase of the turn, this is where things get really sweet. There's an additional combat phase after this phase. That is sweet. 2 combat turns in a row. Not full game turns, just 2 combats in a row. And to really, if you can find a way to close out the game attacking all creatures, but you can't, or you can't quite, you come really close, but you won't get a second combat. You attack with one creature alone, do some damage. On your second combat phase, attack with everybody. You don't need to get those triggers if you're just going to close out the game, right? So you can do that on your second turn or your second combat. You can attack with everybody because it says it only triggers once, or you can only take 2 combat phases, right? So after you trigger a repeat combat, during that repeat combat, you just attack with everybody. You don't get to untap. You always get to untap your creature if it attacks alone, even if it is your second combat. You just don't get an additional combat after that. So this guy's really crazy freaking awesome right here. So yeah, we're going to take a look at the deck soon. I'm going to cover the lands. A couple Field of Ruins to help deal with our opponent's creature lands because we don't have any creature lands in here. I like using the new utility lands. These are legendary as well, so keep that in mind. This is why I have 2 of each in here. And they do have the channel ability, so it's really good if you need to, late game, you have enough mana, you hold it in your hand and you wait till you can cast that channel ability at a good time to really stick it to your opponent. I do mostly play these as lands. You could say, well, you do have that channel ability, so if you draw multiples of them, what does it matter that they're legendary? Just hold on to the ability for the channel, right? Well, because you do want to get up a good land base of like at least 4 to 6 lands in this deck. So it's like, if you draw too many of them, it's like, well, now I can't build up my land base because if I play a second one, I have to choose one to go. Or to go into the graveyard and stuff like that. You can get a temporary boost in mana from doing that. If you manually tap one of these legendary lands, put the mana in your mana pool, play the second one, choose the one you just played, the untapped one, to stay on the field. Now you have your extra mana just for that turn. So that is a trick you can do with it. Or you can just, if you have 5 mana and you want to cast 2 3-drops, you play 1 3-drop, make sure the legendary land is tapped for mana. Then you play your second legendary land, keep the untapped one, make sure you do that, keep the untapped one, and then play your second 3-drop, and there you go. So that's stuff you can do with this. This one here creates 2 1/1 colorless spirit creature tokens, which isn't too great for us in this deck anyways. And then this one for 3 mana does 4 damage to target attacking or blocking creature. Really helps kill our opponent's creatures. Can doing that extra damage to them if they would survive a first strike or double strike from us, and their creature would survive that, and then on the regular strike would kill our creature as well, end up in a trade. We can use this to get that extra first strike damage in, cast this before combat happens, and then when combat happens, our first strike or double strike creature should kill it on the first strike and survive combat. Little tricks like that. Channel can be done instant speed. This one's a much more useful channel ability here, and both of these channel abilities do cost 1 less for each legendary creature we have on the battlefield, which is Halvar, Raiyuu, Akiri, and I think that's it. We have other legendary stuff like Sword of the Realms, Wandering Emperor. However, they are not legendary creatures. It does specifically say 1 less to activate for each legendary creature you control. We have 4 pathways, 4 Sundown Passes to get our colors that we need, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Just a quick note, those of you who watch my beginner's guide know that I like to, I didn't talk about it this season when Kamigawa was coming out, and I was talking about the pre-orders. However, what I do like doing is using 50,000 gold to buy 50 other packs for a total of 100. Out of those, I think I had 1 Raiyuu, used 2 wild cards. Wandering Emperor, I think I didn't use any wild cards. All in those 100 packs, I got 2 of them, and then I got one just from the pre-order bundle, right? And the card style. That's what the card style. I don't think I had to use very many, maybe a couple uncommon wild cards. I had to use all 3 rare wild cards here. And I'm going to not use the last one until the season's over, just in case I crack it in one of the free packs in the Mastery. It would be really sweet to finish the collection that way. And then, yeah, I said a couple Raiyus already, and that's about it. Yeah, I think one of these lands I needed another rare wild card, so pretty good. Got a lot of these cards in those 100 packs, just to let all you know who are trying to build your collection now how I do this. It does take time to save up all that gold. I do discuss all of that in the Beginner's Guide series. So if you're new and you haven't checked those out, go check those out. Speaking of checking things out, let's go check out that gameplay. Before I do though, remember to hit that thumbs up, support the channel, subscribe if you haven't already, especially if you're watching my content. It makes it easier to watch more, and it supports the channel. So let's go look at those games. Yeah. I was going to say, it seems kind of slow. We don't have any 2-mana creatures, but the Lizard Blades is a creature, so yeah, there's that. This is really good. Sucks that it's 3 mana. I guess it's got pretty good power, like a 3/2. 3 power, 2 toughness. 3 power is pretty good, I guess, for what it can do too, and it comes with that ability, which can be really nice. Especially for an aggro deck. What is that? Oh, 2 of these things? Ugh. Well, that's typical of the shuffler, right? Only have 2 of them. Why not draw both? What is this thing? Moonsnare Prototype. It's an artifact. Artifact or creature you control. Chant. Okay. Well, let's stick with the Lizard Blades. Make that bigger in the corner here. Discard Moonsnare Prototype. The owner of target non-land permanent puts it on top or bottom of their library. And what's this thing? Oh, I remember reading this card before. Play that card. And then they sacrifice it into White Samurai. Do we maul the Skyclaves on this? Why not? Let's do it. Oh. Get 6 quick damage in there. Oh, what is with my throat right now? I'm sorry, guys. There's this weird scratch, and I can't. I can't get it to go away all of a sudden. Okay, that's weird. It's really annoying too. I've literally never in my life had that before. I've had that feeling before, but I clear my throat and it goes away, right? Like, it's still there a bit. Screw off. Oh, yeah, that's really annoying me. Drawing a card, okay. Oh good, we got the other legendary land, that's nice. Do we play this? We don't get much of an effect from it. You know what, let's do it. We have the Resolute Strike, so we can re-equip the Maul of the Skyclaves to this guy. And this thing only triggers when a Samurai or Warrior attacks alone. They have no defenders at the moment. Ooh, vehicles can get around that too. They can wait for this ability, this triggered ability to resolve, and then they can activate their vehicle. So what are they doing? Top or bottom of our library, right? On top, yes. I say we just equip. No, it's only 1 mana. Do it during our turn. If we equip this, it'll do 5 damage. If we equip this, it'll do 6 damage. Oh, but this gives +2/+2. Attack in. Do that. Oh, it's not a warrior, though. Shoot, I forgot it's not a warrior. So it only equips to a warrior with Resolute Strike. Maybe I should change that. Whoops. Ah, yeah, I thought we were going to equip the Lizard Blades here. Or we could have even thrown the Maul on, but it's not a warrior. Which is why it doesn't equip. Yeah, if it's a warrior, you may attach an equipment to it. Duh. If we would have paid the reconfigure cost of the blades, we could have ended it there. Yeah, we did have lethal. I just forgot that this is not a warrior, and in the Resolute Strike doesn't work that way. We pay the 2 mana. We have 2 mana available. 2 mana, equip, reconfigure, we equip the blades to this guy. Gets double strike, and then we buff it to 5 power. Then we attack. Then they lose. So now they're gaining life here, probably. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. Unless they can exile or something, or do something about our equipment or our creature. They tap all our stuff, but when it gets to our turn, we just untap anyways. Double strike on this alone will end the game. Putting the Maul on it will end the game. So unless they found an answer to some of that somewhere. Even if we put the Maul on Lizard Blades too, that's game over as well. Oh, I'm not familiar. I know this guy, but I'm not familiar with all those abilities yet. What can he do? Draw 2 cards and discard unless you discard an artifact. Draw. Target artifact becomes an artifact creature. It's a vehicle. You get an emblem. No, they're nowhere near that, so whatever. No answers there from what I could see. Oh, it's tapped artifact too. They were going for a blocker. Oh, shoot. Oh, well, that was still the 2 creatures attacking together. I was like, oh, I needed to equip to get the double strike. But that's still a total of 5 damage. That was enough. But would have had to attack with both. If this was the only creature they had, then I would have had to remember to equip the blades before combat, because then when I attack alone with this samurai, I will tap their blocker, right? But it was already tapped, so it didn't matter. Ooh. Well, we do have the blades that are creatures, and we can keep them busy. We can even put them all on the blades for super aggro. As long as that happens by our 3rd turn, we're doing really good, which is just 1 more mana, which is not... Those seem like low percentages for... Oh, I guess it's 2 different lands, and then... Colorless? Yeah, Field of Ruin. Okay, 40% chance drawing lands at the moment. Seems sketchy, but we do have creatures. Like, yeah, I look at these, especially this equipment creature, it really just looks like equipment. It doesn't look like a creature at all. I see it and I go, oh, just equipment and then 2 emperors? Yikes. This is kind of clunky at 4 mana right now. I think 4 mana is our most expensive spell in this deck, and we still have 24 lands. Like, I haven't reduced the lands in it because it's aggro. Oh, there we go. There's that. Another land. So we're good there. Ooh. Do I go Lizard Blades first or Samurai first? Ooh. Let's go Blades first, just because we have 2 of them. Another white. So it looks like we're against mono white that's not playing anything. Maybe it's not mono white or they just had a slow start. That's a nice draw. I like that. Now we have options. I say we go aggro. They're gonna... No, they have to train that in order to exile, which means they have to attack with something else higher power. Could they have haste? I don't think so. They can't turn on the land yet. So that's not an exile yet. It will be next turn. We do have Emperor, so if they attack with something, we can exile it. And yes, it's tapped. And then our guy should be able to, over the double strike and everything, should be able to overpower their angels. So I say we do it.
Anyone who harms my people must contend with me. I am almost sad to see you.
Keep going aggro. They're going to turn around and kill our Emperor, but we do have another one. Okay, so they can't kill the Emperor now. Because they're going to... No, they are. They are. Yes, no, yes, no. Okay, no, they can kill the Emperor. Now with their Legion Angel. And they still don't have good blocks, though, for our Lizard Blades. And maybe that's why they chose not to block, too. They're like, yeah, let's get down another Legion Angel, which they're going to have to start blocking our Lizard Blades. Our Emperor is going to be a distraction for them. So, yes, they're going to be tapping their creatures down to hit it.
Try not to miss me.
Do we need to go with the life gain on the Samurai? No, because this won't do that. It won't trigger that yet. Because it needs to be a Samurai or Warrior that's attacking alone to do it. It's attacking. It's 6 damage. They're probably going to start blocking, I would assume. Yes. Do we play our other Emperor? How much mana? We have 1 left. Let's not. I mean, not now. It has flash, so we can play it during their turn, and that's what I'm thinking here. Let them play some stuff first. Disgusting. So what are they taking? The, our blades there. Re-equipping this thing is going to be expansive. That doesn't protect it. Do we flash in and get a blocker, maybe? Oh my god. Yeah, well, when they just get everything. Holy crap. Okay, so let's do this right now so they don't get... Because I think with... what's her name here? Adeline? It's like, whenever you attack. Yeah, so it doesn't have to be with Adeline. Yes, and they were going to attack there, obviously. Oh yeah, I was like, why didn't I play the Emperor? I couldn't play the Emperor because of, yeah. I can play this and equip it with the Maul. It's a good blocker now with the first strike. Hopefully they just didn't draw the perfect answer. What would make me angry? Good. It's just a little guy there. When we start attacking alone, we're going to be gaining life out the wazoo. Son of a... Should we do this guy? Oh man, I so want to equip the Lizard Blades. We got really good options here. This guy's probably going to die if we attack because they're going to double block. So in our first attack phase, they're probably just going to kill our guy. We'll gain some life. I say we go with the double strike. It's probably more lethal. How much can they do? 2, 4, 6. You can do a lot of damage. I say let's go double strike. We're going to gain a good amount of life here. Or do we... I want to do the +1 first strike because then it'll survive combat with these two. Yeah, let's hold off. Let's attack alone. See if we can bait that double block. Hopefully our life gain will offset a big attack, a big backswing from them. So they let it through. That sucks. Nothing's tapped. They might have an answer for this. So let's just let that go through then. They're down to 4. They really do need to start blocking. We can still cast Emperor during their turn. So they've got 8 damage in the air. We can't. We're at 19 health, though. They got 2, 4, 6 on the ground. That's not much. They can get an extra little 1/1. And they don't go for it. So I say we plus this, play this now, plus it up, put the counter here. None of their stuff is tapped, so we can't exile it. Yeah! Man, that was such a tough decision earlier. What was it? It was, my choice was between Lizard Blades. Yes, I did record that. Lizard Blades and I don't know how to pronounce Raiyuu, I guess. I should maybe look up the pronunciation of that. Oh man, this guy, man, that would have been so good, taking extra combats, but the double strike, oh my god, it's so good. We didn't even equip it either, because I wanted to save the mana. Oh man, yeah. We can put the sword on our lion. We can't start using its ability. It's a 2-drop equipment, 2-drop creature. It's not bad. Protection / removal. Hope we draw some good stuff. Let's go tap land at first. Why not? We have nothing to play first turn. See how their first turn goes. We might be able to go a bit slower with equipment first into creature equipment. Either way, we're not equipping the sword next turn anyways. So if this guy's going to be vulnerable at some point, like he's going to have to survive another round before we're able to equip the sword anyways. Unless we hold up Stance for indestructible protection. That could work too. Okay, so they're quick on the lots of what do you call them? Snow permanents. This is nice because out of a lot of the attack alone things in this deck, this one is triggered whenever a creature attacks alone, you trigger this ability. Whereas most of the stuff in this deck is whenever a samurai or warrior attacks alone. I don't know if I want to do this or that. I want to get this on the field, though, the Sword of the Realms. Let's get Sword of the Realms on the field. We can't equip it, but next turn we can equip it and play Tempered Solitude. Tempered in Solitude. Unless they just Blizzard Brawl right now, which they probably will because they always have it. I like never have it when I play mono green. Okay, they're doing. I was gonna say they're doing something big because they're doing the mana thing. That's still pretty crappy. We can destroy it when they power it up. Right now it's not a creature, so this can't target it. All I see is basics from them, so this is really a colorless, kind of useless source of mana. Maybe we hold this for next turn, because we don't want to start exiling good cards that we can't cast. We want to make sure we can cast them. I say we hold up Valorous Stance. Just in case. Actually, not just in case. We're going to need it when they power up Chariot. So we don't let Chariot attack. We wait for them to power it up. As soon as they power it up, we have to wait for it to become a creature. Once it becomes a creature, then we shoot it with the Valorous Stance. And then they just play the other Chariot they have in their hand. How do you like this? We've got equipment attached to equipment. Kamigawa. Craziness. More mana? What do you need more mana for? What do you need 3 mana for? Of course you do. Crap. So what do we use Valorous Stance on now? The Chariot or the Growth Troll? They're just getting way too much of everything perfect, and we're not hitting our synergy now. We need more of our samurais, our good samurais. Yeah, I crew it up. Before they attack, I should get this before they attack, yes. So they don't get to copy any tokens. And they have no mana open for Snakeskin Veil, so away she goes. Do we block it just to kill it? We have to replay the Lion Sash, which sucks. I say no. That's not bad. We need 4 mana for it, though, which is... ugh. Ugh! End turn. If they attack with Old Growth Troll, we can block with Lion Sash. Use the Lion Sash's ability to exile. It has to be a permanent, I believe. If it was a permanent card, I'll hover so you can read. If it was a permanent card, exile the if it was a permanent card, put a +1/+1 counter. Oh, come on. So that's not going to be enough to kill the Old Growth Troll now, because they're going to level it up, attack with it, put a counter on it. Attacking with all this stuff too. We can trade with one of these other creatures, but it's still a trade. It'll go back to our hand because of the sword. I'd like to exile their stuff, but I don't think they're getting it back. So they do put the counter here, which is not surprising. So before blockers, I say we play this, exile a tapped creature, which takes care of their troll for good.
This is what you get for
Oop,
hurting
nope.
my people.
Go to blocks. That bounces back to our hand. Don't exile out of the graveyard yet. Ooh, lizard blades. Play this and equip this again. Plus it up and put a counter here. That makes it more powerful as an equipment, because it gives a power toughness boost to the equipped creature equal to the +1/+1 counter. So it has no counters on it. It doesn't do anything to the creature it's equipped to. It does nothing, right? So having counters on it is what makes it more effective. Now they can still kill our Wanderer, but it was a good trade for that troll. We needed to exile that thing. And now we got a counter on this from using her ability again, so it was well worth it to play it there. The troll's gone. They didn't put it on a land, and now they're just going to sack the land and get another. They just draw more anyways. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So I think they're going to focus a lot over here. Makes sense. They're focusing everything over there. So we take no damage to health. Just, there's no way we're not... Oh, they did put one on us. I didn't even realize that. Sneaky, sneaky. Sneaky, sneaky, sir. We go double strike. I think we go double strike. And vigilance. Oh, baby. 8 damage? Alright. And we still have a blocker, and we have enough mana for Tempered in Solitude. Hopefully things work out okay. What do we have for mana? 6. We can play the Sash. We can equip the blades and the other equipment. Sword of the Realms. 2, 4, 6. 2 mana for each thing. Oh, disgusting. Are you kidding me? Yeah, that's just game over. We can't block all that. Wow. Yeah, right. Okay. Well, trade for the troll. Wow. We had that. We deserve. Wow. Just a one. Just top deck it, I bet, too. There's no way they actually had that. I don't believe it. Okay. So I forgot to record the last game, and we won. I'm going to pretend like I cut it from the video just because it was so short. Opponent didn't play anything. No, they countered our one spell, our first spell, which was a Lizard Blades. And then we had Akiri, equipped it with Sword of the Realms here, and then attacked once for 5, and they missed a land drop. Then the Terran, after they missed a land drop, they scooped. So, yeah. I'm just going to say I cut it from the video because it's a boring match. I didn't forget to record. And I'm definitely recording now, so it's cool. Otherwise, I just explained that to nobody. Escort. I guess we go Lion Sash and then try to get the Sword of the Realms up and going. Oh, that's terrible. That really does suck. Okay, it's a little better now. I know we got Emperor online once we play our 4th land here. Same with this guy. I kind of want to save this for their ally. Then that means we can't play anything. But we really need to do it. I think they've been on, yeah, they're on the play. They're out aggroing us. We need to play more defensively, which sucks because we're an aggro deck, so yeah. Oh, it's cost 3 mana. I forgot about the Paladin class, but that's okay. We can still cast it. We have to shoot down that Adeline before combat, like right as they go to combat. Then we shoot it down, because if they get to attack, then they get another token. No. Oh, they're just leveling that up. Okay, let that go. Now they're in combat, but they haven't attacked yet. Now we do this. So they're still going to do a huge hit here, which sucks so much. Do we go white or... I think we go red just because we have 2 white, and I don't want to risk getting bottlenecked on red if that ends up becoming a thing at some point in this game. Now this has vigilance, so it doesn't tap. I say we put the sword on our creature here. That way it bounces back to our hand if we're forced to block and it trades. Oh, they're going to do double strike shenanigans though too, aren't they? So it won't even trade. It'll just come back to our hand. That sucks. We could use our life gaining guy, but then we need a samurai to attack with. That's 6 damage that we take, which really sucks. Block the 6 damage. I guess we kind of have to. Yeah, they're just getting too perfect of a card draw. Now I'm really wishing it's just another win. I wish I recorded that. At least it'd be a win I could show you. Unfortunately, we won't get to attack with it. They're going to still get their double strike BS. I still don't have first strike or double strike or any of that crap. What does this do? No, it gets +1 for each other attack, so it's going to get a boost to it too. At least a +1/+1 boost. That sucks. Yeah, I think there's no way we're winning this. We need extremely good card draw. see if we can get this guy down. We can survive a turn. Maybe we can do crazy stuff. Maybe. Never mind. We're not surviving a turn. That's like what? Yeah. There they go. Well, yeah. On the play. Nothing but perfection. Yeah. Whatever, game. Screw you. Go ahead. Give everybody everything they need all the time. Don't worry about it. That's fair magic. Completely fair and legit. Wow. Sorry. I came in really late with the recording on this game. Why am I just... I'm so bad at that today. Completely missed one game. And do they take control of it too? Yeah, and then gain control of the art. Yeah. I think that's okay. We can re-equip it. We can play this land, put our other Maul on it, and get a card draw out of it. Because it's going to tap our legendary land. We're going to lose one of our legendary lands, but... Trample would be nice. As soon as they block, we can destroy it with this, with the channel ability, but I don't know. I think we go for the card draw. They're tapped out, so they can't do anything. Throw this on here again. Play this out. Keep this. Play Akiri. Oh, we're going to exile something. Oh man, another stance. Are you kidding me? At least we got a good card draw there. Come on, man. Are you serious? You may unattach it. We don't have mana for that, so... What is it? Unattach equipment from a creature you control. Tap that creature, gains indestructible. I was just checking to see if it was warrior or not. Are you freaking kidding me? So they do it again. They what? Steal our other lizard? No, steal the Maul this time. Of course they do. And they're still not toughness 4 or greater? That's bullshit. Ah, man. That would be nice. Hmm. 4 mana. We can make it indestructible if we have 2 mana left for this. I like that. So let's go. Attack in. Nice. Also pretty nice. See how they block now? We can even unattach the thing and give it indestructible. Instead of using this. That's only 1 white. Now we get rid of that. They keep our Maul. That seems so douchey. 3 mana we have available now. Let's get out another Samurai. That guy's going to make our spells cheaper when we attack alone, which we've been doing a lot of. It's the point of the deck, kind of. Maybe we hold up mana for Wandering Emperor. We got options. That's really crappy, although we do have Answer right here. We've been holding it like all game. Mana is very nice. And a Field of Ruin to handle this guy is also very nice. How much mana do we have? 7. We have 3 outside. If we want to hold up this, we have 3 other mana. Say we equip this, not to Akiri though. Equip it here. We have 5 mana left. Wow, bunch of stuff. Did we play a land this turn? We did. Son of a... Oh well, we don't need another land. It's cool. Holy Halvar. Holy Halvar. So Menace double strike. Oh no, I forgot to... Ah, I was supposed to do this before they declare blockers. Meh. Oh well. We kill both their stuff. Hopefully. They have 1 mana here with the Celestis. Okay, good. And then double strike here is only 2 damage. Or the second strike doesn't even go through, right? How much mana do we have? 4. Oh, we're still in combat. Okay, after combat. We have 4. Do we go with this? Hold this up? Or do we go maybe Halvar? And then Sword of the Realms maybe next turn? No, we need to hold up mana for protection. I say we throw this on it back on Akiri though. And then, no. No! Because then we can protect Akiri with our own ability. Yes, let's do that. End turn. I really would rather keep Akiri alive than this guy. He's pretty good, but... The reason I re-equipped is because he has the Menace. So the Double Strike Menace was what I was going for. Son of a... Yeah, hexproof too. That's the big problem. Yikes. Yikey, yikeys. What we need right now, we could use flying actually too. And we do have flying sitting on the field, conveniently. 5. How much mana do we have? 8. Is this gonna work? Can't block it. Let's do this. That's not helpful. That's not really all that helpful. This is only 3 mana now. I'd say they can't block, so we do this. And then we +1. Yes, we make it a 6/6 double strike, 12 damage, can't block. Oh! I think that's the one I came in really late on the recording. Sorry again about that, but yeah, good game. All right. I thought those were pretty fun. I did build a different version of this deck originally. I went Warriors, more of a traditional Warriors, a lot of the older stuff, the Core Blade Master, all that stuff that I used to have, or that I talked about. And then I tried to squeeze in Lion Sash and some of these creatures, not even Lizard Blades. There was another one, a different one. It's some horse thing that you equip and you can't lose or your opponents can't win and stuff like that. Crazy stuff like that. But yeah, no, I did away with that. Went with these creature equipment. Did I say creature lands before? Creature equipment. And yeah, that really helps smooth out these kinds of decks where you rely on equipment and creatures working together, because when so much of your equipment are creatures, you know, it really helps get that balancing issue done a lot better. So I liked it. I thought this was fun. Out of, what was it, the 6 games I played? I can't remember, 6 or 7. I think I only lost 2. And then there was one of the wins in between the 2 losses that I didn't record, that I forgot, as I mentioned. Other than that, it went pretty well in Platinum, so that's pretty cool. A lot better than my original version. I just started from scratch. Like, let's just go right from scratch to get all these new cards in here and see how we do. And this is what I came up with, and I do like it a lot better. Let me know what you all think about it. Like I said earlier, hit the thumbs up. Comment down below. Let me know what you think of the new set, Kamigawa. What do you think of this deck? Do you think Warriors are going to get more competitive now because we have this ability to balance our equipment and creatures, because we have equipment that are creatures? So, you know, do you think that'll change things a lot for Warriors? Or I guess more Samurais in this case, not really Warriors, but Samurais, which is the same basic kind of deck, I think, anyways. But yeah, let me know what you all think about that. I think I already said thumbs up and like and support the channel. See you all in the next video. Cheers.